Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Insiders trade. Well, with the reciprocal tariff, what we've seen uh, in the stock exchanges of the world, and more so those of the USA, that the authorities have conducted insiders trade. And this is an allegation that Congress has asked for a probe into the scenario of Wednesday's stocks. Well, President Trump establishment has already announced that the reciprocal tariffs will be in effect on Wednesday. Uh, that was 9th of April 2025. And they were not withdrawn. And when the Asian stock exchanges started trading on 9th of April 2025, Wednesday, they all had a fall. Should I say it was not just a fall, a drastic fall. Starting from the Japanese stock exchanges to the exchanges of Southeast Asia, Australian Stock Exchange, New Zealand Stock Exchange. Well, with the time zone, as we saw these stock exchanges opening on Wednesday, there was a drastic effect of these tariffs on the stock exchanges. In many of these stock exchanges, there was a complete collapse. And this collapse was so shrewd that in some of the exchanges, trading was blocked, trading was stopped after an hour or so. Because if they had allowed it to go on, it would have completely devastated everything. So the people could have their own opinions about Asian stock exchanges. Now see what happened when it reached Europe. There was a complete collapse in Europe as well when it came to their stock exchanges because their time zone arrives later than that of Asia. So a complete collapse in Asia, another complete collapse in Europe. Many of the stock exchanges had to close earlier. And at the end of the time zone, there we have USA. So when it arrived in USA, USA were not the benefactor, they were also losing. And this is where we have seen the insiders trade in effect. Well, insiders trade is the trade done by the head of the organization because they know about the policies of the game and they don't disclose it because they remain neutral. They don't disclose it to the parties. So any of the party does not benefit uh, out of justice. And they also do not disclose it on the purpose of harming anyone out of justice. So the head of the organization, or the people who organize the game, do not disclose the policy and put it on public to everyone when the time comes. But if, say, for instance, the insiders try to benefit someone, they can disclose a policy to someone in advance and may benefit a segment of players. Well, what actually happened in the case of insiders trade with Donald Trump, they have not only played the part of getting a benefit for themselves or benefiting the others, they have played a game themselves and they have traded themselves and they have emerged as the greatest beneficiaries of the situation. This is where Congress has come into a call for a probe into the catastrophe of stock exchanges on Wednesday, 9th of April 2025. It is in the process. Let's see what happens there. We have to wait for it. Well, the thing has happened there. and it has brought benefit to Donald Trump and his accomplices.